Welcome back, Year 11s. Hopefully, you've had a good, restful half term. Or if you did not have a good half term, hopefully, everybody had a good Jubilee weekend with a little bit of me time. Welcome back to the Exam Technique series playlist on the Revise with Me Science Revision Coach channel, where we're going to be looking at hormonal control practice questions for the Biology Paper 2 AQA Combined Science Trilogy course. So as usual, please like and subscribe so that this channel can continue to grow. And if you haven't already been made aware, there is on the screen my 4-step approach to exam questions, which I really strongly advise. If you haven't already seen it, please read through. So you can pause the video now and take a read of the 4 key steps. Now that you've read through that, we're going to start straight in with the question. So you need a paper, something to write with so that you can write your answers, and then you're going to do the questions using the exam question approach whilst you pause the video with the time provided, and then you're going to mark your own work and see how well you've done. And obviously, if you're not doing as well as you thought you did, so you're getting less than 80% of the marks, you will need to make an interactive revision tool on this topic. Now, I have made interactive revision tools on hormones, so please have a look at the videos that I've done in the Revise with Me series playlist. There should be a link somewhere on this screen so that you can check that out. Question 1. The diagram shows part of the human digestive system. It's 1 mark, 1 minute to name part B. Pause the video now so that you can answer the question. Part 2. Describe the role of B and D in reducing blood sugar levels. You may have to rewind the video so that you can see those labels again, but it's 2 marks, 2 minutes. Pause the video now so that you can answer the question. Now that you've written your answers, you can now see the mark schemes on the screen and the examiner's report. And the examiner's report is really important. So you can press pause now to have a read through that. Okay, question 2. It has a total of 7 marks on that screen. So give yourself 7 minutes. Try and answer the question using the exam technique approach. Pause the video now for 7 minutes so that you can answer the questions fully. And now that you've written your answers, please check out the mark scheme and the examiner's report on the screen now. You can pause the video to do this. Now, question 3. The pancreas is involved in digestion and controlling the internal conditions of the body. Name 2 digestive enzymes produced by the pancreas. So again, follow the 4-step process. It's 3 marks on this page, so you've got 3 minutes in total. You can press the pause button now and start your timer to answer the questions. And now we're on to the second part of this question, because I couldn't fit it all on one screen, but there are 4 marks remaining for this question. So give yourself 4 minutes to answer the remaining parts of question 3. Now that you've answered those questions, the mark scheme is on the screen. Press the pause button now so that you can mark your responses. And here's the second page of responses. So you can pause the video now so that you can mark those as well. And then there's a separate page for the examiner's reports. Now, I am going to read through this because there is quite a lot of text and it is quite important. So question 3, most candidates were able to correctly identify 2 enzymes in part A. Those who did not sometimes renamed the enzyme, the same type of enzyme, such as carbohydrates and amylase. So they both do the same thing. Or gave an inappropriate example, most commonly pepsin. So pepsin digests proteins. There was evidence of some confusion between lipase and lipid. In part B1, the most common incorrect answer was tiredness. Some candidates discussed low blood sugar, possibly because they were thinking about problems when diabetics have poor control of the condition with insulin. Marks could have been gained by some candidates if they had been more precise as references to sugar, which were unqualified. So they didn't give more detail, and they failed to get credit, and neither did going to the toilet. In part B2, lack of precision again cost many candidates the mark as they discussed the need to reduce carbohydrate intake. Those who had shown poor understanding of the symptoms of diabetes often suggested that diabetics should increase sugar intake, while some named almost any component of the diet that was newsworthy, including protein, fat, and salt. Those candidates who knew the symptoms of diabetes and an appropriate change to the diet were commonly able to gain the mark in part B3. In part B4, lack of precision again lets candidates down, with injections being an all too frequent answer. Injection is far too vague, omitting what the injection should contain. So, whenever you think about injection, don't just write injection. It could be a vaccination that's can be given by injection. It could be insulin, which is given by injection. It could be a drug that is given by injection. So think specifically about what it is. Part C regularly drew the correct response, although between them, candidates gave almost every function of other organelles, particularly confusing ribosomes with mitochondria. Others reversed the role of ribosomes, suggesting that they made amino acids from proteins. So that's the examiner's report.